Alright, so hello and happy new year. It is very weird to say that it is 2023, also because I'm filming this December 2022, so we haven't actually hit that mark yet, but nonetheless I'm still excited. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Catherine. I'm a senior at USC studying music industry and public relations, and I will be graduating in May of this year, which is really weird. I'm smiling, but I actually don't know how to feel about it. We haven't figured out what's gonna happen. To keep up with all of that, feel free to follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, all of that fun stuff. And also, before I forget, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Getting into the video for today. I used to do New Year's resolutions a bit more when I was younger. I just thought that was what you're supposed to do. As I got older, I realized that I never really kept up with them, and it just made me sad knowing that I failed a goal that I didn't really try to reach. But I'm back and I'm ready to make 2023 the best year yet. I have a lot of anxieties going into it, so we're going to focus on the things that I can control and try to make it the best year possible, and hopefully everything else will just fall into its place and it will be great. I would just love to have a job and financial stability and mental stability. I would love to be stable. I know people say that if you write down your resolutions, you have a better chance of actually following through on them. What better way to hold yourself accountable than making a whole video about it and sharing it on the internet so that people know if you failed by the end of the year? I think that would be great for me. For the main reason is I actually feel like a lot of these resolutions are pretty universal, and so I thought I'd put it into a little video and provide some tips and tricks on how I'm going to hopefully succeed in all of my resolutions. As the title of this video suggests, I do actually have 23 ways that I'm going to be turning my life around in 2023. I don't know how I came about this, but I actually have 10 things that I'm going to be doing more of, 10 things that I'm going to be doing less of, and 3 things that I'm just not gonna do. It makes sense, I swear. And without further ado, let's get into the 23 ways that I will be pulling myself together in 2023. First off is more time for others. In general, I think this will just look like more socializing with people. Big thing I'm going to be working on is actually being the person to send the message. It's still scary. It really is. My goal is to reach out to at least one person a week. Especially coming back from the holidays, I'm going to be so eager to spend time with people and catch up and hear how their time was with their families and what they've been up to. But on the flip side of this, I also really want to work on being more independent. This also comes from when I was in Italy traveling by myself. I had so much fun. So I honestly am hoping that 2023 will be full of a bit more solo road trips, especially now that I have my car in LA. I definitely want to check out like more coffee shops or little like workplaces in LA, because I am often working on schoolwork or internships or work. So if I am doing work for others, why not make it more fun for myself? I also have a big habit of not going to things that I want to go to just because other people can't go and or don't want to go. And if I can go to Italy by myself, then I feel like I should be able to go to a concert by myself. It's still scarier somehow in my head. I don't know what it is. I really could use more money. And when I say more money, I mean more budgeting of my money. Actually, my brother put me on this one app called Mint, which I highly recommend. I've used it before. My goal for this year is to continuously save 30% of the income that I receive. I think I read somewhere that that's good. I think saving any of your income is good. Right now, I'm going through and kind of settling up all my like credit cards and Venmo and Amazon, and I'm kind of taking account of like how much money I spent on groceries, rent, all these different things, and seeing what I can expect for the year to come and hoping to control my spending a little bit. I do have an issue with that, and it should be fixed before I graduate from college and need to financially support myself on my own. So that is why that goal has come up. I also want to spend more time working on my future career. I have this horrible habit of going through LinkedIn and finding some great jobs that I'd probably be interested in, and then just getting so anxious that I just never apply. I'm hoping to, one, just start building this time into my calendar. I'm hoping to maybe set up some more informational interviews with people on LinkedIn, at least a few a month. I also plan on checking job boards more routinely, at least like 2 times a week is the goal. And then my goal is to actually start applying for these jobs. I'm also hoping at least 1 a week. This is like a little tiny one, but I feel like it's really big for me. And my mom, hi mom, she will be so happy that I've included this in the video, but I really hope that I start drinking some more water. I think I'm always dehydrated. I am back home in Kansas City right now, but I have piles of water bottles in my bedroom. Once I get back, my goal is to actually clean all of them. I'm hoping that I will actually start using these water bottles again and bring them with me to class. I'm really outing myself here, but I feel like everyone has water bottles piled up in their room. Like, this shouldn't be news, I hope. My goal will actually be to fill up the water bottles before bed and put the water in the the fridge, and I always grab these Chobani complete drinks in the morning, and so once I go to grab my breakfast, I'll make sure to grab my water bottle because it'll be right there. I'm hoping to at least drink like 1 big hydro flask a day. Okay, the next thing I would really like a lot more of is some time for hobbies. There simply just aren't enough hours in the day, in my opinion. I think there should be closer to like 28 or 29. Again, a lot like the other resolutions that I've already mentioned, I'm hoping to just kind of build this into my calendar. If I'm in major like crunch mode for a project, or I have some more stuff to do for work, the pink category of my calendar is often what gets sacrificed the most. And so my plan is to, if it's on my calendar, it stays on my calendar. It can be moved around if needed, but otherwise, like, it has to stay on the calendar for that week. Already knocking one resolution off the list. The next thing that I could use more of, and hi mom again, I could really use some more sleep. I did research and college students should get, for their health at least, 7 to 9 hours, which I feel like is kind of unrealistic, but I'm hoping for at least 7. I think that's a good goal. I have read that it's better for you to wake up at consistent times. In order to go to bed a bit earlier, I'm thinking I will need to restrict my Netflix usage before bed. I've been watching all of Gilmore Girls recently, and I do have this app called like bittersweet that plays a bit of like white noise. Not saying that drugs are the answer, but I should probably invest in like some melatonin. But moving on, the other thing that I would like a little bit more of is some spontaneity in my life. As you can see, I'm actually pretty decent at staying organized already. It looks like I have it together, but I assure you I do not. And I'm hoping to have at least like 2 to 3 hours minimum of nothing planned. I don't know where I'm gonna end up after graduation, and so I definitely want to get the most out of my time in LA. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do like some spontaneous trips to the Getty or research more pop-ups. Next up, as much as it seems like I can be a very productive person, I definitely could use a tad more of that in the new year. So something that I'm planning on implementing that I've started doing a little bit here and there, but not consistently, is the under 10-minute rule, where if there is something you need to do, like unloading the dishwasher, you think of it all of a sudden and it's something you can do in under 10 minutes and you don't have anything else that you urgently need to do, then you just do it. I also find that the Pomodoro, however it's pronounced, system works really well for me, where you work on something like really hard for 25 minutes and take like a 5-minute break. And the last category that I can use a bit more of is travel. This is definitely something that I realized a lot more this past year with like Italy and study abroad, knowing that it's my last guaranteed couple months in LA. I'm feeling like there's so much that I haven't seen. The goal is to at least do some more road trips. I'm also definitely going to be checking for more budget flights. I know Skyscanner is a great app that I used when I was in the UK. Now, we have made it officially to the category of things that I could definitely use a bit less of in 2023, but I could definitely use a lot less closet clutter. I just have a lot of clothes, and I have a lot of shoes, and I like them all, and I wear a lot of them. So my strategy for this one is that I cannot buy any more hangers. So if I buy new clothes and there are no more hangers left to hang them, then something's gotta go. Also, my hampers always pile up horribly because I don't like doing laundry like that consistently, because it's out of our unit, you have to pay for it, and anything that you pay for you don't really want to do more frequently than you need to. So my goal is that I have to wash the clothes before they get to the top of the hampers. I get the worst gym anxiety that people will be watching me and like looking at my form or how I'm using machine, because I have no idea how to use any of those machines, honestly. My goal with this is to just in general exercise more regularly and go on more runs and just put myself in the gym environment more frequently. They have workout classes at the different gyms that you can sign up for. I'm committing to at least going to one workout class like regularly. So I'm thinking like pop Pilates or Zumba, like something fun. I've done those kinds of things before. Everyone's focusing on the instructor, no one's looking at you really, and I feel like that will help like ease me in. And I also am hoping to start asking friends to go to the gym with me, especially those that do know how to use the machines. Going along with the closet clutter, I can use a lot less mess in my room. Somehow this is all gonna fit in the schedule. Trust me, it will. So this cleaning time I'm planning on building into my like morning or nighttime routine. Maybe I'll do both and I'll do double duty, so I could use a bit less wasting of my time. To do this, I plan on setting time limits on things that I tend to go over on. This is especially true of like any hobbies or Sudoku or like scrolling on TikTok. I'm planning on holding myself a bit more accountable by setting alarms and using that like Pomodoro timer. I am promising myself that I'll actually stick to these alarms and not just keep snoozing them for 2 hours, because I have done that before. I will snooze it every 9 minutes on the dot. It's really bad. Moving on, another thing that I could use a bit less of is screen time. I do spend a lot of time on social media for my hobbies and jobs. I'm not going to try to limit myself on that too much, but instead I'm going to try to change how I'm using it and like how often I get lost in it. I'm especially going to be working on less screen time right after I wake up and right before bed. So that's the strategy there. And no laptops either. There are no loopholes with this one. I also have a really bad habit of impulsive shopping, but I'm re-implementing this because I know it works. I'm going to have a running shopping list of things that I want, and I will add things to it if I really want it, have done the research, and have wanted it for a while. I'm really impulsive when it comes to Trader Joe's as well, especially their new products. My plan with grocery shopping, at least, is to allow myself one impulsive purchase, and that is it. Everything else has to be on the grocery list. And same with the shopping list. Everything else has to be on the list, except for maybe one item if I really want it, and otherwise I can't get it. And going off of the food angle, I definitely could use a bit less ordering food delivery. I think Taco Bell is honestly the main culprit of this. So my plan for that is to have a replacement for Taco Bell. I'm planning on having like pizza rolls or something else on hand, because I do try to eat healthy, but having at least like one or two junk food snacking items so that I don't feel as compelled to order Taco Bell. Although sometimes it is fun to order like food delivery with friends. So my plan is to limit myself to only ordering Postmates when I'm with people. I think food and friends just go together. Another thing that I could use a lot less of is sitting still. I recently updated my phone, and now I have that little Move app where it tells you like how many calories you've burnt in a day. It's safe to say that I have not been completing my circles whatsoever. So with some of the money that I got for Christmas, I'm planning on getting one of those like cycling machines that you can use under your desk. Even though I'm still kind of sitting still, I'm getting a bit of movement in, and it'll be good for my body. It'll wake me up a bit, because I do spend a lot of time sitting working on homework or work, and I can't really stop doing that. I also know that there are times when I'm just like editing photos, and my mom, she often paces around the house while she's reading or like looking at something on her phone, and she'll just be pacing around to literally get in some steps. So I'm planning on doing that around my tiny apartment, and hopefully I just don't get dizzy. Another thing I'm committing myself to is having less unread emails in my inbox. I have a massive notification number over my apps. I'm planning on sorting through at least a few hundred a day or every couple days. With each of those, once I find some emails to delete, I'm gonna make sure to unsubscribe if it's something I never really desire to hear from again, hoping that bringing that into the mix will help, because then I'll be getting less emails in the future anyway. I also am going to be setting up a better archived folder system. And finally, I will be doing a lot less of doing things last minute. This is a really big one for me, and my roommates can attest to the fact that I scare them with how last minute I accomplish things. Like I'll turn it in like right at the deadline. Like if it's due at 11:59, it is in at 11:58 and 59 seconds. I've mastered the art of turning things in right before the deadline, but I don't think it's good for me. Planning on doing my tasks a few days ahead of time and like sticking to that and planning it in my calendar and putting it on my to-do list on Notion. And it's going to be a constant reminder where it's right in front of me and I have to get it done. I also, something that I've never really done, but I'm hoping to do this, is add to the top of my Notion page like a top 3 where I can drag in the top 3 assignments that I'm planning on doing that day, and no matter what, those have to be completed. Or not necessarily assignments, but like different tasks. I'm gonna commit myself to that. We'll see if I stick to it, but I'm going to stick to it. That is the plan. But finally, 3 things that I am not going to be doing. One is journaling. I know that all of these videos with resolutions are talking about journaling and like vision boards. For me, that does not work personally, and I know it does for a lot of people, and that is great, and I think you should do it, but it felt very fake. And I did this for 6 months. Like I gave it a good go. It wasn't really affecting how I went about my day. I don't know. Sometimes it does feel forced, and I feel like people don't talk about that, and they say fake it till you make it. I faked it a lot and I didn't make it. So something that I'm going to work on for this year, because it was a problem for me actually like just before COVID, was I was really restricting how much I was going out with friends. It was because I was so worried about money. Like I said, one of my resolutions is to budget more and stay on top of that. So I do want to restrict how much I am spending on food and different experiences. But if I'm going out with friends and it was something they've invited me to, then I'm not going to be reducing that. When I did, it really hurt like my social life. I'm an extrovert and I enjoy being with people. I don't know, it's a tough balance. It really is. It's something I've always struggled with. I can make time and money for the people and experiences that I care about and find other places to cut back. So I'm thinking that rather than completely taking away the option of going out and eating with friends, that maybe when I get there, I just look at the menu and I don't order a fancy drink or whatever. So that's kind of where the trade-off is. The last thing that I will not be doing is beating myself up for taking any of these resolutions off the list. I would be so focused on the 1 or 2 goals that I didn't meet that I wouldn't remember the other 8 that I actually did. Because realistically, this is a lot, and I won't be able to stay on top of it all the time, all at once. A lot of the resolutions I've set are kind of contradictory in a way. It's definitely going to be about finding a balance, and I think it's going to take the whole year to do it, and that's okay. I don't know if that like helps anyone feel better about setting goals for themselves, but I feel like that helped me making that realization that it's okay if you don't hit every single one of them, as long as you've achieved something and feel good about something that you've done. And that officially concludes my list of 23 ways that I am pulling myself together for 2023. Oh, I just spilled so much water on the floor. My sock is soaked. This year ain't off to a good start. But that issue aside, I hope you got some inspiration for your own resolutions and goals and maybe found some new strategies to help you achieve them. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments or whatever you're working towards for 2023. Stay tuned for more college and lifestyle content, and I guess that's it. Hope you had a happy holidays and a really great new year, and I can't wait to be releasing some more content for you guys in 2023. Bye! Thank you.